It's 2 weeks, no? Yeah.
Yes.
Anyone can remind me what we have discussed? Right? What is the last thing that we have discussed? Any idea? Hello? I think no one able to tell.
I think matrix.
Matrix, right? I think we are in the. This is our which class? This is how many classes we completed previously?
2 classes only, sir.
I mean, 2 weeks completed, right?
Saturday, Sunday, first starting and just.
Achha, correct. Okay. And now, let me share my screen. Yeah, the block 1 we completed this, right? I think basic calculus and applications. Now we need to move on to the block 2, unit 5, data collections, and this will go into the unit 5, page number 85. Right. Yeah. We are in this now unit 5. Now in this unit 5, we will try to see what are the things which are there in this. So basically in the unit 1, if you observe in the unit 1, let me just give, tell me, I just overview what we have learned in the previous classes. Then I think better we can start this unit 5. Okay, say this. As we know that this is your subject name is quantitative analysis for business decisions. As I told you, there are 2 things in this, even though it is quantitative analysis, even the research methodology also included in that. Whatever, we will be learning this. First part is about the basic mathematics. In other words, we can tell that this is a business mathematics where generally we will teach for the BBA students. This is business mathematics. In that general, in the business mathematics, this quantitative analysis is the part of that. And quantitatives, quants, we will learn generally for the calculation. We required some data, some information, some calculation part in order to collect the data and to research. See, generally in this subject, I told you about 3 things. One is what is data collection, data, and then what are the 3 points? I told you one definition in the first class. There are 3 things that we need to remember. Collecting the data. Tell me the second one. Hello. Analyzing the data.
Analyzing the data. And,
wonderful. What is the third one? Interpreting the data or giving the meaning to the data. Very good. Thank you. See, these are the 3 important aspects. And collecting the data, generally, see, this first block, unit 1, 2, 3, 4, is about the basic mathematics. that generally we will use when we are analyzing the data. See, not directly, let us say functions we won't use, progressions we won't use, matrix algebra applications we won't use, calculus we may not use. See, all these things we may not use directly, but in the process of calculating, in the process of, doing the analysis part, we require some basics of this. We can take the block 1 as completely business mathematics or the basic mathematics for that. And coming to the block 2, we will trying to, actually in the block 2 also we learned few things. Let me go to that units as well. And in the analyzing part, this complete analysis is your block 3. Even of course, calculation part, probability and distribution in the analyzing calculation also will be there. Again, for the testing of the sampling, actually it should be under this data collection. Once we collect the data, whether we are taking the right sample or not, that we will do that. Whatever this they have designed in that way, we will learn in the unit wise. Okay. Let's go into the unit 2. Already in the research process, data collection also, I told you, I think this unit 6 also completed in the last the classes, as we have only 6 classes, I think so, 6 or 8 classes for this subject. This also, I think we completed 10 measures of central tendency also we completed. Let me go directly to that unit and I'll show you what we have learned. We take to this 3, 4, 5 units. The previous unit, if I take you to the previous unit, then we can test. Yeah, let me go to this 5th unit. Okay, in this 5th unit, these are the things that we are going to learn: basic research concepts and the process, and the data collection method, and measures of the central tendency, and the measures of the variation skewness. We will try to complete this at least 2 or 3 units now, the basic covering of this. Research, what we will do the research, why we will do the research. The meaning of the research is search what is there already. It is not like invention, or it is not like, you are inventing a new thing there. We are doing already existing things, and we are trying to understand the, the process and what is there in that particularly. And based on that already existing data, or already new data, or a fresh data, or some data, whatever we take, we will try to, analyze it, and we'll give some results out of it, and so that we can learn something out of it. Okay. If you go to this introduction part, we know this: the businessman faces number of problems in this every day. He has to find some solutions for that, and he need to, learn, get to know the new things. If there is no research, we don't have any inventions, new inventions. When we are facing a lot of problem in the COVID, right? They did a lot of kind of research. What is this about already? What is about this virus? And what is the antivirus for this particular problem? Antivirus means in the sense that what kind of vaccination that we can give, what kind of medicine we need to treat. And people did the research, and they already gave some SOP, standing operating procedures. If you are admitted with the COVID, and everybody has to do the treatment in this way. Hello? And this is the way. Okay. First, you need to give this, basic antibiotics, start giving the antibiotics. And after that, give that injection. What is that popular injection those days? Remisier, right? That is in the black also this one. And they found out some kind of solution in order to give that. See, when there is a problem, there will be a solution generally. Because there is a solution, there is a problem. Someone said like this. Whatever, a systematic search for an answer or a solution. Remember this. Problem is called a research. And it involves searching of the knowledge. And it involves a lot of things in that. Research is an separatable part of human knowledge, and it will be there inbuilt in us. And to discover, find, even the newborn child also will start learning the things in that way. Okay. This word research is derived from the French word researcher, meaning search back or research, doing the research again. It is a common parlance, refers to the search for knowledge. It means search for facts, the answers to the questions, solutions to the problem. And when it is systematically do in a subject matter, which is an endeavor to discover answers to the valuable fact, which may be useful for the further application. Right. And if you see the definition of the research, a creative and strategic thinking process that involves constantly assessing, reassessing, making decisions about the best possible means for obtaining trustworthy information, carrying out appropriate analysis, and tracing the credible solution. See that? A lot of things are included in that. Constantly assessing, reassessing, and making decisions about the best possible means for obtaining trustworthy information. Someone said it may be defined as a systematic and objective analysis and recording of controlled observation that may lead to the development of generalization, principles, theories, resulting in prediction and possible ultimate control of the events. See, unless we do the research in a systematic way, we cannot, unless we do the research by having some systematic control observations and this, we cannot draw out some good things. From where these theories came from? Hello? Theories. Because they did the research and finally, I'm also doing my PhD. I'm doing the research work now. So after doing the research, studying it, analyzing it, and understanding it, giving some solutions, I will tell a solution for the problem which is existing in the society. Right? Unless I go in a systematic way, unless I go in a proper way, I cannot bring out anything. Right? It comprises of the defining and redefining problem, formulating hypothesis, suggested solutions, collecting, organizing, evaluating data. All the things will be there. And there are other definitions you can go through. So what are the characteristics of that? It deals with a well-defined significant problem. That is, the research is a purposive. It aims to solving a problem or answering to a question. It adopts scientific method. Systematic, logical, and critical investigation is the research. It gathers new knowledge, brings to the forefront unexplained, explored phenomena. It should be objective and logical. It involves collection of primary and secondary data. And research activates collection of for the development of generalization principles and theories. All these principles are also derived from the definitions which were given by them. Okay, there are other few points also. What are the essential features? We can read this. It's a well-defined goal. There must be a systematic plan of work, contribute towards the existing knowledge bank. This is important point. It is not you are inventing new things. Maybe you may come with a new solution or a new things, but from the bank or from the ocean of the knowledge, we are bringing out some good research, some good output of the problems. It's a logical argument required to communicate in order to the sequence. A good research should be verifiable. So unless give a possible results, I say that, for example, I'm just trying to know the satisfaction level of these online classes. And from where I should collect the information? Hello? Whether students are happy or not? Yes, are you all talking? Anybody is talking? From the people who are joining the classes. Kalyan, you are trying to say something. You're unmuted, but I didn't hear anything from you. I'm not heard. Or hello, can someone also say hi to me?
Sir, can you hear me now?
Now I can hear you, Kalyan. Tell me.
Okay. I didn't understand your question, sir.
Yeah, if I want to do a research about whether the students are happy with online classes or not, whom should I ask?
It is happy for.
Whom should I ask for to understand? See, I cannot tell students are unsatisfied.
Students who attend,
No, I'm asking a question. Okay. I got some information from the chat. Yeah, students who are attending to the classes. Very good. Thank you, SBN. I don't know what's your full name, but thank you. Who are attending the classes. And if I say one or two people, let us say we have today 13 people, remove me and remove the technician who added, let us say 10 people are there. If I come to a conclusion saying that people are not happy, out of 10 students, how many students' information I need to take? At least you tell me, guess. In order to say people are not happy with the online classes, let us say. Out of 10, how many people I should ask or how many students I should ask? At least send in the chat if you can't talk. Please, don't waste my time.
20%, I think.
At least 50%, at least 20, 30%. Yes, correct.
Maybe 5 or 6 for 10.
Good. 5 or 6 are also fine. Right. See, this is what we are going to learn now in this unit. What is the sample size? Let us say 10 people are there. If I want to come to a conclusion, say I did my research among the participants of the online students, whether they're happy with the online classes or not. You know, how much sample I should take? There is a formula. You know, and whether my conclusion, if I am telling to the Ambedkar University saying that people are not happy, how you are telling? They will ask me. Then my next question should be, I ask the students, and the next question will be, how many students you ask? That is, I said some SBN chatted with me. SBN said like everybody is not happy. How can you tell with one single sample size amount out of 10 students? They want to see, when I'm giving a statement, when I'm telling something to them, it should be, thank you, 068108. Can you rename? I can speak with your names, rename and chat with me because I don't know with whom I'm talking to. At least rename your names and then chat. I can't call 068108. Send me a message. Good. Minimum 6. That is his opinion, his or her. Even I don't know whether he or her is chatting with me. Whatever. Right? See, this is the thing. When you want to give a problem to a solution, I said like, let us say Covishield vaccination. It will help you not to, it will protect from COVID-19. Let us say, sir, what is the research you did? And the immediate question, I did a research. What is your sample size? On how many people you, what is that? You do the trial. You applied for that. You tell me any guess on how many people, these people, let us say Covishield is the vaccination, on how many people at least they should try to tell that yes, Covishield is this. Quickly, please interact with me so that you can understand what research means. Quickly, please unmute and talk. Don't waste my time and don't waste your time. Let's not waste the time for these things. We have a lot to discuss. Quickly.
Out of 10, 4 members.
How many members? Can you speak a bit louder, ma?
4 members out of 10 now.
No. You leave our 10 now. I'm talking about the Covishield. In India, let us say, and how many people they need to test? Come on. They take
85%.
Yes.
80%, sir.
At least 80%. Oh my God, 80% can they apply? Okay, let us say if they take 1,000 person for test, at least 400 people. Okay, someone sent me in a chart. Someone said 80%. Again, my question will come, sir, 80%, who is the age group? Oh, okay, Covishield is applying. I have a 9 months baby. Will it applicable to her? Oh, again, I need to think about two things again, male and female. Again, I need to think about the age. Again, I need to think about environment. It's a lot of factors when I'm taking a sample size into the consideration. For example, just leave Covishield, your people only. Now, again, I taken the sample out of 5 people out of 10 people, just to understand whether they're happy with the classes or not. Now, again, my next question is that are the 5 people are regular or not? That's my next question. So unless you come on and off out of 10 classes, you may attend 1 or 2 classes. I can't consider you as, my sample in my research. I can't consider you. At least if you attended, I should keep a cap. Okay, my sample size is 5 people among 10 students, and those 5 people should be having this much of experience. Not one or two. That is where research should be a systematic way. When you are giving a conclusion or a solution to a problem, people cannot believe just like that. I cannot take the Covishield vaccination unless it is tested in different environment, different age group, and for the different disease people. Let us say, can the heart patient take the Covishield? I don't know. They should also test on the heart patients. Can people who having the less high cholesterol or BP, sugar, diabetic, all the other things, can they take? Again, my sample size also should be included in that. You can't give a solution to a problem unless the proper sample size or leave the sample size aside. If it is not a systematic way of doing the research in order to conclude or give a solution to a problem, no one will believe that. Okay, just keep that point in your mind. Just all these points that looks like that. I don't want to spend much time on the theoretical need. We know that to identify and find solution to the problem, to help making informed decisions, find alternative strategies. Yeah, there is a lot of competition. If not, what is the next? To develop new concepts, I require that. Now, what is business research? Very simple. If it is applied to any field or any branch knowledge, of course, modification is demanded by the nature of the field and problem. And this applied to the business and business problem. What is business research? If you take the business problems and then you call it as a business research. If you take a medical research, we call it as a medical research. Whatever. Okay, there are some definitions just you can do. Objectives of this: to promote better decision making, to act as the basis for innovation, to identify problem areas, to forecast those trends. Today is this. What will be after 1 month? After will be after 2 months, right? To help in formulation of policies and strategies. What is the nature of business research? This is the nature, management, where it is applied, management, production, personal, finance, accounting, marketing, policy, history, etc., etc. Right? Management, production, personal, finance, accounting, all these things also included in the research. We can search everything, just go through this. Importance of, that there is a lot of importance there. There is a lot of need of research, and even the government also, they are, 1 second. Right? Then next, process. This is very important question. Business research process. Identifying and defining the problem. First thing is that we need to identify and define the problem. Unless you identify the problem, unless you define the problem, you can't give a solution to a problem. That we need to understand. Right? Unless you identify that, unless you define. See, for example, I went to a doctor. I say that, sir, I am suffering with the stomachache or stomach pain. You said that question, stomach pain. Okay. You said that. Where it is, at what time it is coming. Why they will ask all these questions? May I know the answer? Why don't I write, stomach pain, take this tablet, go. Will you go to the doctor who is telling, okay, sir, I am suffering with stomach pain, and he prescribed medicine? He didn't ask anything, whether you ate something non-veg, some biryani, Shahgauz biryani last night or some biryani last night, whether you ate some other stuff, roadside stuff or some fast food or something, without asking all these questions. Stomach pain, what's your age? Okay, take this tablet. Will you go to the doctor again if he's doing like that? No. We won't repeat it, because unless this is what identifying and define the problem. For that only, diagnosing the problem, for understanding the problem only, they will ask you to go for checkups. Oh, I'm not able to find out with your external evidences. I'm getting pain here, sir. I'm getting left side pain. I'm getting pain at 5 o'clock, 4 o'clock. Then I'm not satisfied. I didn't understand the problem. What I will do to understand the problem? Hello? Excuse me?
Diagnose, sir, according.
Very good. Yeah, diagnose. Diagnosing. Take this test. Please do the blood test. Take this X-ray or go for MRI. Or basic thing, I will ask them to go for CT scan. Go to the CT scan. CT scan not found. Go to the MRI. Go to the, 3DS or some other 1.5 Tesla or 3 Tesla. Go to that. Yeah, this is the thing. Unless I identify and define the problem, I cannot go for any other things. Therefore, this is the first thing. The researcher should look into the availability of the information relevant to the topic. Understand. The second thing is that review of literature and scanning the current knowledge in the area. The second thing is that after you define the problem, this is the problem, or understanding the problem, identifying the problem, you need to go for the review of literature and scanning the current. What is the review of literature? There will be someone who already written some articles or something, or some textbook or something on that particular problem. How doctors will write the prescribe it? Because already it is defined that. Paracetamol for fever, diclofenac for pain, aceclofenac plus paracetamol, again pain. It will work nicely. Take this. How there is already researched and they gave a conclusion that the paracetamol combination, or what are the medicine which they are using in the paracetamol or aceclofenac or diclofenac, or what are the phenecs they are using, all these painkillers, already that's there. Based on that, I can do that. Right. So this thing is that you analyze and scan the current knowledge in that particular area and review all the available conceptual literature, whatever there existed. You read it, then you will understand something of it. Next, formulation of the hypothesis. Hypothesis is a predictive statement which is made in the light of the available facts related to the problem under the study. What is the hypothesis? It's a research problem. There are again two things. One is it has two hypotheses. H0 is called the null hypothesis, and HA is called the alternative hypothesis. What is this hypothesis? It should be presents a relationship between different variables, right? Let us say online classes are affecting the results, exam results, because of online classes. Right? What is the alternative hypothesis for that? Online classes are causes for more percentage of the pass percentage. It is a research problem set off according to the research problem. There is a relationship between online classes and the results. That is my hypothesis one. What is the null hypothesis? There is no any relationship between the online classes and the results. I may go for that. Right. After that, the next one is the research proposal. After I identifying this, I will propose a research. It's very important, should be prepared carefully, especially when it is to be reviewed by the concerned authorities for the approval to conduct further research. This is a kind of a roadmap to the researcher, showing where he has to start and where to go and how to get the data. Right. This research proposal will come in that way. Next one, developing a research design. What is that? How we will collect and how we will analyze the data. Okay, proposal is done. This is how I want to go ahead with that. I want to collect the data. I want to test this. I want to take variables, etc., etc., etc. You tell that, okay, it's good. There is some sense that I understand. That, for example, I heard one funny joke recently. Marriages are the reason for the divorce. Is there any logic in that? Is it correct or wrong? Hello, there? You're all married or unmarried people? I don't know.
In a way, yes,
Whatever.
sir. In a way, yes.
What, Deepa, Keswan, you're telling something? You're talking to me or talking to someone? Deepa. What happened?
In a way, yes, sir. In a way, yes.
In a way, yes. Okay. Is there any logic in that? Is it correct or wrong? You tell me yes or no. Correct or wrong? Okay. There are some charts. In a way, yes. Okay. Deepa, you only said that. Okay. So marriages are the reasons for divorce. What is that statement? Because marriages are there, divorces are existed, right? Because you married and there is no marriage, there is no point of divorce only, right? Is it the reason particularly for that divorce? Because you are married and if you want to separate, that is the divorce. But that is not the reason, right? Because you didn't marry for taking divorce. Okay, whatever. There are a lot of logics are there in that.
There are
Yes,
many
ma'am?
reasons.
There are many reasons, yeah. But that statement, maybe it looks like true, but there are some things but that you can't accept it. Okay, whatever. Okay, right. Something design you need to in that design, how much and the method of data collection are detailed in the research design. You need to tell what is your data collection. Information about the sampling design, data collection design, instrument design. Okay, gathering the data is planned in the data collection design and experiment conducted in controlled settings or can be conducted through a field survey. How you want to collect the data, right? And for example, for this online classes only, how I collect the data? Shall I talk to you directly or shall I send ask you to fill something? Identifying the sources of data and collection of data. Next one is the analyzing, coding, editing, tabulating, statistical analysis is included in the analysis of the data. Next one is the interpreting the results. In other words, the first one, identify the problem. Next one, review the literature of research, formulate the hypothesis, create a research proposal, developing a research design, identify sources of data and collection of data, analysis of data, interpreting the results and drawing conclusions, and communicating the results, also very important. Okay, these are the uses of research in the some uses of research in the business. You can read and understand. There are some limitations also. You can't, lack of proper training in methodology to research is one of the limitation, because if you don't know what kind of methodology, what kind of analysis you should do that, this is like this, all the points will be there. Research means a search for a knowledge, design, outlines, conditions of color, proposal, policy in this field. Okay, now coming to the very important thing, how we'll collect the data. Let me go into that. Usually the collected by the investigators are very voluminous and complex, not in an order or not fit for analysis and interpretation. And here there is a need for further processing. They can be analyzed only after they have been edited properly, coded if necessary, and grouped into various classes and arranged in a neat and clear form. By grouping, we can reduce and simplify the raw data so that it can reveal the salient features. For instance, for example, when we collect data related to the ailments of 100 persons in a village, the data as they are seem to be not useful, as we cannot draw any conclusion. On the other hand, if they are arranged in some order, say disease-wise, age, decrease. This is a district, I think. So district-wise, age-wise, etc. Then arranged can be provided some detail about the distribution of the people among the different age groups. That's what. When they collect 100 people, again, if you can't keep it in a proper way, you can't collect the data. 100 people may be included the 5 years boy also who can talk 1 or 2 words. You can tell some lies also. Lies means in the sense inappropriate answers also. But who are the persons? Collect them in the district wise. Okay, from this district, from this age group, from this, whatever. Some segregation, demographical variables also we need to take. Okay. And see this, there are statistical survey data based on the general purpose survey, special purpose. What is general purpose? The data obtained under this may be useful for several purposes. Example, census of population, right? This is the data to calculate or to know how many members are there. This is general purpose. based on the census of population, how much people are there. You can draw and you can get a lot of solutions on that, many solutions on that. Now, special purpose survey, the data obtained under this may be useful for a particular, thing also, right? One second. Yeah. Now, special purpose. Again, this is planning the survey and executing the survey. The data obtained under this may be useful for the particular purpose, can be collected. Static survey passes through 2 stages, that is planning the survey and executing the survey. How to edit the data? When the primary data, the next step in the statistical investigation, edit the data, that is scrutinize the same. Scrutinize means re-verify it, redo, check it whether the data which you have collected is or not. When you are editing the data, detect the possible errors and irregularities. Okay, this is very highly specialized one, requires great care and attention when you are editing the data, which need to be reviewed, which need to be added. Add cannot do, but we can read it. The data should be complete, the data should be consistent, the data should be accurate. Okay, this is the editing of the data. Now, coding. An example, it is a system of secret writing in the formation process in which letters or fingers that are to given certain meaning. See, I can't always write the whole sentence there. Instead of that, for a whole sentence from that particular word, I can use 1 or 0. For let's say for male, I will use 1. For female, I can use 0. It's not that female is 0 and male is some positive thing. Just for coding purpose, I will use that. Right? Save space for coding. For example, your examination answer sheets are coded first before valuation. Your hall ticket number is removed. Some secret number is given only if it will be sent for valuation. That's it. Right? Hall ticket number is there. Very clear. That is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. When I'm evaluating, let us say one student who spoke to me right now, Abiram or Deepa is there. Deepa. Okay, that is the Deepa hall ticket number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I should not know that whose paper I am evaluating. Then what should they do? They should give a secret code 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. For that, they should create. There are some n number of tools in the market to generate the codes for each and everything. When you barcode it, for example, barcoding is there. I don't know which number is included in that barcode. That is the coding. Result secret number will be removed and original number. The assigning the secret is called coding. Assigning the original number back is called decoding. Hello, you understood what is coding and decoding? Excuse me, are you all there? Yeah. Okay, next, classification. It is classified into classes and subclasses according to their characteristics. Classified data are presented in precise and systematic tablets. This is called the tabulation. By these 2 processes, the collected data are made simple, easy to understand, and systematic for analysis. The purpose of classification is to arrange heterogeneous, diverse data into a uniform groups, homogeneous groups. For classification refers to grouping a data into homogeneous class. Professor Sakris defines classification, the process of arranging data into segments, groups according to their common characteristics, or separating them into different but related parts. According to this man, it is a scheme for breaking a category into a set of parts called classes, according to some precisely defined differing characteristics processed by all the demands of the category. Now, let us, for example, all cancer patients category, diabetic patients category, or non-diabetic patient category. This is classification. Right. There are objectives, condense the mass of data, and there is that uniformity that is called homogeneity, and to bring out clearly, to give prominence to the important elements, to present the data in a concise form, to depict the salient features of data, to prepare a data for tabulation, to facilitate the comparison, and to saving space and time also, we will do that. Now, basis geographical classifications will be there, chronological classification, qualitative classification, and quantitative classification. Geographical classification, we know that Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka, geographical, based on the state. Second one, chronological classification based on the year, 15, 16, 18, 18, number of patients is this. Qualitative classification, population educated, uneducated, right? Next, quantitative, aged group, based on the age group, quantitative class, 10 to years, 11 patient, 10 to 30 years, right? This is called, what is tabulation? Now, tabulation is the systematic arrangement of data in columns and rows. After noting down the similarities in different items collected, aggregating them into different classes or groups, this arises the need to present them for preliminary comparisons, thus paving way for analysis. And this is the thing. When you keep those things in the paragraph, generally we call it as a textual presentation. See these two things. Sentence, paragraph from, that is the textual presentation. One line, one para, one thing, textual. Tabulation, presenting in the form of tables in rows and columns. And what is graphical and diagram? It's in forms of graphs and the diagram. If you represent, that is called the graphic and diagrammic presentation. Tabulation is the final stage in collection and compilation of the data. This is the thing. After you collecting the data, you should keep them in a table forms. This is very important. Advantages: simplifies the data, facilitate comparison, save time, space, basis for computation, facilitate. What will happen, if you keep all the data in columns and rows or in an Excel sheet or this, very easy for us to calculate. Hello, yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, well, how it is, for example, if I'm entering all your marks, 20, 15 people are, now we have 17 students are there, remove me to 15 are there. If I enter all the marks, that is a statistics subject. Who got higher mark? How I will know that? How I will know that? Simple. In Excel, apply the formula. Maximum number is equal to max, open the bracket, close the bracket, select the cell, maximum. Who got very least score in statistics? I no need to count, okay. Okay, is the least. No. Automatically the Excel will calculate that. Tabulation will help in that. Classifications of tabulation without classified is there and done sequence. One is the substitute for the first data is classified and then presented in the tables. You need to remember that. Divided into various classifications, but tabulation is classified, placed in the columns and rows. Classification is the process of statistical analysis. Tabulation is the process of presenting data in suitable structure. Okay, specimen of the table. This is how that will be option or something. Principles of table constructions. Easy reference should give every table. We should write table number 1.1 just for referring to that. 1.2. Every table should have a title of that particular table, right? Columns, caption, all these things you can understand clearly. Types of table, because this is a simple or complex table. Males, females, or portions. General and purpose table. There is an illustration there. Here is the data. How we can form in a table. Easily we can write it. It's not going on. Serialize. This seriation. Classified in the basis of quantitative measurements like income, expenditure, and this. It is termed as quantitative qualification based on the quantities, right? This is how. Wonderful. Giving you marks and this. Now, the above array is not answered. For that, where 1000 from the above array, it is also too easy to locate the two extreme values, that is the highest and the lowest. Yes, we can. The difference between these two extremes called the range. We know this. Further, the more frequently occurring values is also figured out clearly. This type of array is called individual series or series observation. The value under study marks is called the variable, and it is represented by X. The number of observations of the variable is represented by N. The serial number, we can understand how many are there, where all the items have been come or not. But the above is not answering further, where thousands of observations are to be arranged. This is only 25. It's not a problem. But when it is more number are there, what we need to do? Thousands of this, very lengthy and tradition. Hence, consideration of array into more usable and meaningful form is essential. Here we may prepare a table showing the number of items each observation marks occurred. See this, marks 0. Number, how many students? Or marks 6. Marks 10. I think 3 people got. Number of students 3. Like this, right? Discrete series. The method of condensing the array is called discrete or discontinuous frequency. This type of arrangement clearly shows the number of students who scored various marks. It is also useful for analyzing of the data. See this, like this. Right, even the class setting also we can do exclusive method and inclusive method. Exclusive method means 0 to 5. Right? 0 and above, but less than 5. And above, but less than 10. So the example is case of exclusive series. Should be between 0 and 5, not including means marks 0 to 4. 1 student, 1 student. This is called inclusive method. Conversion of inclusive series into exclusive series. This is what you can also write like this. Right. Open-end classes less than 5,000, 5,000 to 6,000, like that. The midpoint. What is the use of midpoint? Further, hence it has become necessary to use the one figure instead of the class limits. You calculate the value midway between the actual lower limit and the upper limit, each of class. They spread evenly. This is important. Evenly in the class interval. This midway value is called midpoint or mid value. This is the example for that. Cumulative frequency distribution. This is all simple. Cumulative distribution limits are not employed. One of the two limits will be employed if the upper limit is used in the preceded by the word less than or below. And if the lower limit is used, the word more than or above precedes. If the process of cumulating starts from the lesser to the greater, the corresponding frequencies are known as less than. It is proceeds from the greater to the lesser, the frequencies are known as the more than. That we know that, right? Obtain less than and more than cumulative frequency. What is the solution? Less than 45, 50, 60. This is the thing. Less than 15, 5 plus 8. More than frequency. More than 30, 50. This concept of relative frequency. Example, this number of students. Cumulative frequency is this. Relative frequency is this. Cumulative relative frequencies. Planning the statistical inquiry. How we need to plan it. Statement of problem or the purpose of the study you need to define. Scope of the study you need to understand. Unit of data collection you need to know that. And again, this is statistical units of collection, units of analysis and collection. Right. These are those terms of physical items which are collected or involved in counting of or quantitative variables. The process of collection may deal with either discrete entities or events related to them as the cases of, this is units of collection. Okay. This is qualitative attributes or quantitative variables. Units of analysis and interpretation, which facilitates comparison. This is the sources of data from where you will get the information. There are primary and secondary. We have detailed information in the further units. Method of data collection, we have, that is also detailed unit is there. Choice of a frame, okay, and degree of accuracy. Degree of accuracy decide how much this is. Miscellaneous considerations. Okay, all these things, official, semi-official, non-official, all these things also we need to separate. And executing the survey. You need to send a forms of this. We have separate questions on this. That is why I'm skipping this. Okay, data and this. Now we are coming to the sources of data. Just I will try to finish this and I'll stop. Very important, please understand. What are the sources of data? Generally, when we are collecting, doing a research, from where we collect the data? Can please throw 1 minute? Please tell your answers.
Any online, sir?
Yes, ma, from?
Any online?
Uh-huh.
Any online and
Okay, fine. Thank you.
Sir, for example, one hospital, how many men's are there, how many females are there, how many kids are there? We can collect from data there, and we can data
From
analysis.
where you, yeah, good. Thank you. From where you collect that particular data?
In Excel sheet, sir.
No, ma. Okay. In Excel sheet, you will enter it. Who
Sir.
will give the data? In other words, how many patients are there, and etc. Who will give the data?
Administrator, maybe. If I
Okay, some administrator. Okay, that
Or
we call
RD?
it as, yes, ma. You're telling something, please.
Or research or development, RD department?
R&D department, of course. Yeah, you can take. But generally, if you go to the administrative block or this, they will give. Let us say I want to do some research in your college, Ambedkar University. Who will give the data? I should not ask her. You tell me. I should directly go to the admin block and tell me, hello, how many students are there? Please give me the data. See, in a proper way, I need to ask, and proper way I need to go, like what? Right. If I'm collecting the data, please listen to this point very carefully so that you will understand the difference between primary data and secondary data very easily. If I'm collecting the data which is already collected by your people, let us say your Ambedkar University admin people, that is called the secondary data. In other words, this secondary data is called already existed data. I want something about our country. Go to the data which are already there. Already some magazines people will publish something. Already some textbooks people have written something. What are all these things? That is called secondary data. Secondary meaning, if you understand that already someone have gathered the information, they kept in a CD or a book or some pen drive or something. That is. What is primary data then? What is the opposite to that? Can anyone tell? We have 2 minutes to close quickly. Opposite to the secondary, existing data, the secondary. What is opposite to the secondary? Primary data. What is primary data? Come on.
We get it directly from the source. Whatever data we are collecting, we get it directly from that source only.
Right. For example, collecting data by surveys. Okay. So whatever you use, questionnaire or surveys or whatever you use, if you take directly from the particular customer, let us say whether they're happy with these water bottles or not, Milton water bottles, whom should I ask? Not the seller, but the consumer. Go directly talk. Are you satisfied with this bottle or not? That is called primary data. I want to know the online classes, satisfaction level of the online classes. Will this information will be available in library? Hello? In your Ambedkar library? For your batch for statistics subject? Please quickly say yes or no.
No.
No, right. How I will get the data then, whether you're happy or not?
You can, according release one survey, you can ask them yes or no.
I should ask the students, right? No,
the feedback. The feedback.
Leave survey. How I will collect the data, that's a secondary. Yeah, directly ask the students. If I am directly asking the students and getting the data, that is called primary data. If let us say some Deepak, S1 or SBN, someone is there, already collected the data in the last 2 classes and they kept in the library. If I am taking the same data which is collected by Deepa and SBN, they both together, they did some research or something kept in the library. If I am taking the data, I am rating, and this I will go do it later. We will discuss it, Ganesh, later. If I'm collecting the data which is already existing, already done by someone, already written by someone, that is secondary data. If I'm taking the data fresh, directly from the person, directly from the consumer, directly from the employer or whoever, then that is called the primary data. Okay. This is our primary and secondary data. We'll continue in the next class tomorrow. Okay, shall I stop here?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. I need to leave, right? And other sir will join. Correct?
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
Okay, okay.